Big, exciting, good news tonight as the second stimulus check amount is actually potentially heading higher. Yes, there is no deal as we sit here on a Wednesday night about the stimulus check amount. This is quite surprising. We had thought earlier in the day that there was an agreement last night for a second stimulus check in a congressional budget bill of $600. There wasn't. There was no deal for $600. It was a proposal, we're now learning. No one ever agreed to $600. Then there was talk of $700, a proposal $700. Tonight, there's forces from the Democrats, the House, the Republicans, and the Senate all across the board saying, you know what? Our way or the highway. We're not agreeing to 600 or 700. Deplorable, outrageous, inhumane, despicable, a horrible number. It all is because of you. Hashtag Senate vote no. Hashtag House vote no. Tonight, people are stepping forward. Broadcast news is stepping forward, saying this is a despicable number to give millions of Americans who are in need, who have needed a stimulus check since March, a watered-down stimulus check because you don't want to spend a mere $100 billion extra? What is $100 billion? It's nothing on a deal provision where they took out $300 billion for state and local. They have the money to use it, and they haven't even used SBA CARES Act 1 money. In tonight's recording, I'm going to show you why the negotiations have changed dramatically, why there is still no deal, that there may still not be a deal, and that ultimately your second stimulus check amount is holding it up. This is the best news you've heard all day long. It's breaking, and why is two Senate seats in Georgia at the core of the problem. I'm so excited for you. Let's get it going. Let's get those fingers ready to type on Twitter. This is a big recording of Evenings LALATE. Hey, good evening, everybody. It's an Evenings LALATE bombshell recording. I've never seen a show like this one tonight, in which we started the day thinking that we were sort of stuck with a bad number, a bad stimulus check number. We thought there was a deal. We thought there was going to be a bill. We thought the bill was going to be voted upon by middle of the day, and we thought we were going to have to sort of ambush it and block it and block the door when it lands in the Senate. Oh, no. Someone heard us. Someone heard the purple power. No deal, no bill, no agreement, no nothing. And it's not yet formulated into much of anything. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe, because this is a community that's changing America. I'm not underestimating the power of the purple. The viewers of this channel are absolutely remarkable. They're on social media, they're tagging the right people, they're tagging them around the clock, and they're saying, listen, this is deplorable. Who do you think you are? And now your message is being heard by no less than Mitch McConnell, who reportedly is afraid that your push could cost him the entire balance of the Senate. If you've not subscribed, please do. On top of this, I'm getting people money right now, not 5 days from now, not 5 weeks from now. And to the extent that I can go over state stimulus in this video, I will. I don't know the running time, but I certainly will cover it on Purple Power Live, which comes right up after this. Meantime, there's so much coming up in this recording. In this recording, I'm going to go over where we are tonight. No deal, no bill, no proposal, no law, no nothing, no much of nothing. A very bad timeline that's working against them and working in our favor. They're literally running out of time. And everyone is stepping forward saying, where's the darn stimulus check of $1,200? And broadcast news is starting with this as the lead story tonight. $1,200 stimulus check? No. So what are they doing? It's all looking really positive, but we're turning this around. As Josh Hawley said about 2 hours ago, well, 2 days ago we had no stimulus check. Now we have a stimulus check, which is still not the right amount. We're trying to turn this around very quickly. And tonight I'm doing something which I never would have done before, even 24 hours ago. I'm trying to block this in the House before it even gets to the Senate. So with that, let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news as I sit here today is that there is no bill, there's no deal, and there's no agreement, and there's no finalized amount for the second stimulus check amount. So as you sit here today, it's an open field. And you know what you and I do when it's an open field. We go in the back and we turn on the big tractor trailer and we drive it right through the negotiations until we get exactly what we want. And that's what others are doing tonight. You're not alone. Senator Elizabeth Warren out of Massachusetts, Democrat of Massachusetts, said, this is a deplorable offer. I'm not going to support it. What is this amount? This is not a sufficient stimulus check amount. I'm not going to support this. AOC denounced it and denounced Chuck Schumer and denounced Nancy Pelosi in the same breath, said, you're just doing a horrible job. Who are you? I just love her. Then Mitt Romney apparently spoke out today, said it needs to be a $1,200 stimulus check. Remember, Mitt Romney yesterday said, well, I urge both sides to do $1,200 stimulus check, but they were saying the bill's too high because of state and local, which is exactly also $300 billion. But if we took out state and local $300 billion, then we would have $300 billion for this $1,200 stimulus check. Well, guess what? They did take out state and local $300 billion. So why aren't you spending exactly what you took out? There's no explanation for that. Josh Hawley today, Hawley, said, you know what? This is great progress. We had no stimulus check 2 days ago. Now we have one, but this is not sufficient. I'm not agreeing to this. And then finally, Bernie Sanders, who I certainly was tough on earlier today for talking about the virtues and the wonderfulness of and the charmingness of a $600 amount, tonight said, it's a horrible amount. So I guess he just, just $12 ice cream. I don't know. Now, what is the reaction across the board? Senate House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer, Democrat out of Massachusetts, Maryland, says, why is this taking long? Because we're procrastinating. We pretend just one more day we'll get a better deal. No, there is no deal, Steady. Again, fake narrative. He's one of Nancy's, henchmen, propagandists. There is no deal. As the other reports say, there is no deal. So you're looking for a better deal? Well, it means there is no deal. That's why they're looking for something. They're just looking for something, and they have no deal. Kevin McCarthy, a Republican out of California, House Minority Leader, says, we're down to the fine details, and that's what we got to get done, but those are the most important ones, meaning no deal. No deal on the stimulus check, which is one of the most difficult ones. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, Republican out of Kentucky, says, we're going to get there. Also saying no deal. We're going to get to the deal while saying we're not at a deal. These are comments minutes ago. This is comments on a Wednesday night, a day after we already thought they had a deal. They don't have a deal. Senate Majority Whip John Thune, Republican out of South Dakota, said that the proposal might include checks of $600 to $700, but that's still not certain. No deal. What about Chuck Schumer, who's often Mr. Positive, wants to push things? Chuck is always, and Nancy always tries to say, it's imminent, it's around the corner. You remember Nancy, those adjectives, Well, actually, Chuck Schumer is negative. He's negative tonight. It's not a done deal. Chuck Schumer. Okay, thank you, Chuck. Now, let's go to Mitch McConnell. This is the big one. This is why I'm going to tag Mitch McConnell and his communications director and his press agent. This is from Politico, I'm reading from. On a private Senate Republican conference call Wednesday, McConnell explicitly linked the need for stimulus checks to the special election in Georgia, the Senate race in Georgia on January 5th. Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue are getting hammered, McConnell said, according to several sources on the call. Don't you love it? They're like listening and they're like getting off the phone. They're like, I got to tell you what Mitch just said. I just love that. People were on the call. They just listened in. So McConnell now believes that stimulus checks are the way to keep the Senate as Republican. That's charming. You know what? You know why I love that? Because it's also a way to get exactly $1,200 from Mitch. Because Mitch, if you want to keep the Senate seat, you better give us $1,200 or we're going to ensure that you lose your darn Senate seat with your $600 measly stimulus check. That's how you do it, with a nice smile. Mitch McConnell needs to be made very clear that if he keeps on proposing measly stimulus checks that are not $1,200, every American and the 2 million viewers that tune in every day to this channel are ensure that people vote against him and his, what are their names? I always forget. Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue will get really hammered if you give us a $600 stimulus check. Hashtag Senate vote no. And then came Elizabeth Warren, senator from Democrat of Massachusetts. Americans need more help, and that's where I'm going to keep pushing. Thank you, Liz. They need more help, and this is not enough, meaning she doesn't like $600, $700. We're not there. My job is keep pushing for more. I love her. Goodness, just great. Sanders tonight said it was a good start, finally, compared to what he said earlier in the day. And then Hawley says it's a good movement, meaning we're moving to something, but we're not at that thing yet. And then said Senator John, then Ken Thune, who was just all over the place today. Some of our folks who typically might, in circumstances like this, want to go slow things down, I don't think they're inclined to do that. The stimulus package is encouraging Biden. It looks like it's very, very close. It looks like there's going to be direct payments, but it's a down payment. It's very important to get it done. I compliment the bipartisan group on working together to get it done. I love that, Joe, but we're not here for down payments. It's just, I don't know that the down payment word doesn't work for stimulus check because a stimulus check is not a down payment for another stimulus check. It's sort of like, what does that mean? It's no. And how about FPUC forward? So the proposal from last night's negotiations is to do FPUC forward at $300 a week to April, and then they pulled it back to March to cut some money off the bill and put it into stimulus check, but not to give you any FPUC retroactive. They want to. I almost cursed. They want to take out your FPUC retroactive and go forward. So they only want to pay you FPUC if you are unemployed another 7 more months. And Joe calls it a down payment. It's not down payment. It's a slap in the face, Joe. That's not a down payment. Those choice of words just have to go. It's sort of like crushing the virus. Those expressions don't work with the situation, Joe. I love you, but just cut that phrase out of there. So the President of the United States Donald Trump has also been pushing for big stimulus checks. He is not happy with the situation. He may still veto this bill if it's not what is promised. Hawley has been speaking extensively with the president. We don't know how many times this week, but last week it was almost every day. And the president has urged for $1,200 to $2,000 stimulus check and may likely veto anything that does not have it in there. Let me explain what that means. So if you give the president an $800 stimulus check bill, he may ultimately veto it. Does the president want to shut down the government? Drop in the comments. I want to hear your comment. If you really want to shut down the government, then you really don't like an $800 stimulus check. Veto the darn bill and shut the government down. One of the major questions I did get earlier on Being a Mitch, which is very important to answer for viewers of this channel, because I know it's very confusing and very disconcerting and very worrisome to some viewers. What does a government shutdown mean for other checks you normally get? Answer, let me give you the broad scope answer. Nothing. It doesn't impact it for a shutdown that's for a week. It means absolutely nothing. If you are worried that your Social Security check or your retiree benefit check or any type of check that you get from the federal government would not come because of a 1-week shutdown because of the federal government, don't worry, it doesn't happen. Shutdowns are not new. They happen all the time. And basically you have different types of shutdowns. You have shutdowns that start at a day, then go to a week, then go to several weeks, then go to a month, then go to several months. When you're at several months, courts are closed, entire agencies are shut down, SBA shuts down, the EPA shuts down, agencies are shutting down, the VA starts shutting down. That's after several months. After a few days, it's just, they're still going for $12 ice cream, so don't worry about it. I want to reassure viewers, because that's a great question, and I was not answering that question. Meantime, the timeline. God, so much to cover in this video. The timeline. Their original timeline has imploded. So, and I don't mean, the timeline as of last night has imploded, not the original one. The one from last night was to introduce the bill to a vote to the House today at 3 o'clock, and then to the Senate tomorrow, and then the president sign it. That's gone. The current timeline is to reach a deal tonight. Not going to happen. And vote on the bill and have that bill written tonight. Not going to happen. And then tomorrow for the House of Representatives, Nancy's place, to vote on it. I don't see it happening, folks. Then Mitch's body, the Senate, to vote on it Friday and the president to vote on late Friday. This all has to be done by late Friday. There's talks about another extension. Yeah, just time to roll your eyes. Let's roll our eyes. To do another extension this Friday if they don't get it done. There you go. There's talks that writing this bill could take days. I can't. Every time you hear people saying it's going to take days to write the bill, it means one major issue, that the stimulus check is just pushed out further. So for now, the fight has really progressed quite well in just a few hours. We started the day, well, yesterday we had no stimulus check. Yesterday we had no stimulus check. This morning we had $600. By midday we had $700 stimulus check. Now the stimulus check amount is not even agreed to, and that there's a push to go to $1,200. Keep on pushing. Go on social media and tag the following people. Here's your big tag list. First, of course, the McConnellish. McConnell's communications director, and McConnell's chief of staff. Also use the telephone. I mean, call them up, express your opinion. Call up your senators, express your opinion. But here's your social media tag list. Then in the Senate, Elizabeth Warren. It's at Elizabeth Warren, at AOC, at Bernie Sanders, at Hawley, Hawley, Mo, M-O. Then you want to tag over in the House. You want to tag I think it's U.S. Progressives. It's the Progressive Caucus. They're in the House. You want to tag its chairwoman, and you want to use the following hashtags: hashtag House Vote No, and hashtag Senate Vote No. Try to get those trending. Get them going. This is a short time frame. The movement and the magnitude of the tweets is what works. The magnitude, I don't mean one tweet, I mean 20, 30 tweets, 40 tweets. Don't retweet too often in a short period of time. That could result in your account being shut down. So always, use 20, 30 minutes between a tweet. But get the magnitude of the tweets. Also use Instagram and Facebook as well. Meantime, let me go to some states because I haven't had time to go some states. States are sending out stimulus checks. More states will send out stimulus checks. And they're also doing extended benefits. First, I'm going to go a little bit fast on this because I'm going to cover on Purple Power Live coming up right next. State extended benefits are in Hawaii and Illinois currently, and apparently in New York and New Jersey. Stimulus checks coming from Maine, Colorado, New Mexico, Oregon, North Carolina, Houston, Pennsylvania pending, Jacksonville, Orange, Nome, Alaska. In Orange, Florida, get up early tomorrow. You have another stimulus check online lottery thing tomorrow morning. Austin, apparently 2,000. Then there's rent stimulus in San Diego, Harrisburg, Atlanta, Houston, Nashville, New York, and other places. Watch for those as well. Meantime, there's state stimulus checks, there's state rent stimulus, there's food stimulus, utility stimulus. And then let me answer all the other questions which I get on a regular basis, and I know I have to answer them because people ask me what happened to it. Can the president still do executive orders? Yes. How long can the president do executive orders? All the way up until mid-January, until his final day in office. Can the president do executive orders for stimulus check? Yes. Would the president do executive orders for stimulus check? I don't know. Your question is good as mine. Your guess is good as mine. Then I get questions about, what about the FPUC? Has it started? No, it's not started. What about my PUA and UI that expired? Will they reactivate it? Yes, they would reactivate it. So don't worry if it has expired. What other questions do I get? Oh, I got one question where someone said that they had heard that you have to take a vaccine to get a stimulus check. No, that's ridiculous. It's not going to happen. That you don't get a stimulus check if you're unemployed. No. Do children get a stimulus check? Yes. $1,200. Well, the original proposal of Hawley is $1,200 for adults, $500 for dependents, and that includes children. The current proposal of this morning was $600 for everyone. So children went up to $600. I don't know why a 3-year-old would get a $600 check and a 45-year-old would also get $600 check. I mean, it shows the lack of, it shows laziness by these congressional leaders that they're giving a 3-year-old the same stimulus check as someone who's 45-year-old that's, has a family of 5. It doesn't make any sense. How big is the family? They're doing a family of 4 at the moment. If you have questions or comments in today's video, drop them in the comments below. I might feature them in tomorrow's recording. Coming up next is Purple Power Live. I'll be answering questions on that. And then join me at 6 a.m. Pacific Eastern Standard Time with Early Mornings LA, followed by 6:30 at the second edition. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and stay at LA for more.